Hello. Now I hope you can see the bandsaw clearly. This is quite a complex machine. There's a lot to know and learn about this machine. Now I'm not sure whether we got cut off halfway through the last video, but all I was saying is that I removed the waste successfully, and instead of cleaning out the base of the waka, I put in a substitute material, something that imitates a realistic material that the Maoris would have used for the wakas many years ago, such as, in this case this looks like bamboo, but they probably use flax mats or other wooden materials. Okay, so, and if you're going to do paddles or seats, you then can build upon that more so. And remember, you've got the stringers going across, the stern and bow posts to go on. Alright, so all that's yet to come, but now we are ready to cut the actual hull, the shape of the hull, the back, the front, the stern, the bow, and also the angle of the front and the angle of the back. So it's quite a bit to do, but first of all, there are some very important safety requirements for using the bandsaw. I'm going to go through all the different components and the safety rules for this machine, and you then, after that, you need to set a test. The test is called the bandsaw test. And you'll be able to access that through your device. I'd like you to complete the test, please. Okay, so here we have the bandsaw. If I'm to open it, okay, we need to take this off first. Right, if I'm to open it, and I'll tip the bandsaw your way so you can see it a bit better. Here you have the drive pulley onto the bottom wheel, the drive wheel, onto the top wheel. The blade of the bandsaw goes around both wheels, like so, and when the machine is on, this spins in this direction, and it's that motion as the blade passes here that allows it to cut. Now, the blade is held onto the wheels with the tensioner wheel, and the tensioner wheel, you turn this and it pushes the blade higher, the top wheel higher up, creating tension and making the blade grip and stay onto the wheels. This must not ever be touched. Okay, the tension wheel must never be touched. It's only for the teacher. Okay, there's nothing much else to tell you about this, but these guards here are designed to protect you from the blade in case it breaks and flies off. So if the blade breaks and flies off, it's completely encased in metal covers that it won't come anywhere near you. So that is one of the, so these covers must be shut at all times. You're never to access inside the bandsaw, only a member of staff. Okay, here, behind this component here we have the guard locking wheel. I've unlocked the guard locking wheel so we can wind the guard up and down. Okay, now I'm not sure whether you can see. I might just tip the camera a little bit over a bit more so you can see. Okay. And this allows the guard to go up and down. The point of the guard is that if you're cutting material this size, the guard legally must be no more than 10 millimeters, 1 centimeter above your material. The reason for this is that if you slip, like so, or you get pushed, or you trip, or whatever, that the worst of the worst that can possibly happen is a little nip in the finger, because nothing else can fit through that gap. Whereas if the guard is set high by the previous person, you come along, you do not set it to the right height, because you are in a rush, you turn the machine on, you've got a lot of blade exposed, you start using it, you slip, and there's plenty of space there for you to put your whole arm through. And these accidents do happen. So therefore it is critical that this guard is set correctly at all times. Okay. On each side of the guard is you have the guide wheels. The point of the guide wheels is to help guide the blade, the saw, the blade, to make sure it stays and doesn't wobble too much around on the bed of the bandsaw. This is the bed. Behind the blade we have what we call a tracking wheel. And when you push and work against the blade rubs up against the tracking wheel and it stops it going any further. And again, it's another bearing. So the tracking wheel's bearings, the guide wheels are bearings. We've underneath here, which you cannot see, you've got another couple of guide wheels. Okay, so they're important. Now, when you're pushing your work through, and if you're pushing small pieces through, now I have got one and I will prepare one, you need a push stick. And again, safety goggles or safety glasses, you do not need air muffs, but only one person to a machine at a time. Okay, the safety glasses on, set the guard correctly. Okay, so we lower it down. I'm just going to prepare myself a push stick. Tighten the guard and lock the guard in place. Unclip the red button, push the green on. And I've made a little push stick. Why do we need a push stick? If you're cutting something small, like this, and you need to push behind it, you really do not want to do that with your finger. So we turn it on, safety glasses on. We use a push stick to push our work through the blade. And this way we can guarantee that our fingers are clear and well away from the blade at all times. Okay, now when you're cutting a panel, you can cut a curve, but a tight curve puts stress on the blade and often can break the blade. And the other thing is when you cut a panel, and you want to pull it back, that is when people put it off the wheels of the bandsaw, the blade. I thought I was going to do that. Carefully copy, reverse your curve cut, and very carefully take it out. Okay, now if you cut in, I'll get my pencil. If you're cutting a curve, like so, it's always recommended to put a couple of like so. And this way we can guarantee that the blade will not get stuck. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to turn this off, and the next and final machine video demonstration is going to be on cutting out the rocker.